Man, I be really I be really trying to understand. Like the whole the black people that say that they not pro black. I I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe I got a disability or something. Cause to me, it that it just doesn't make any sense for you to be black and not be pro black. I don't get that. Cause pro black, excuse me, pro black literally just means you want you want to see black people and black families succeed in life. You know, fi- uh, physically, financially, mentally. You know, basically, you want black people to succeed. That's all that pro black is. No, it's nothing more, nothing less. It's just basically you want black people to succeed. You can be white and be pro black. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get. Maybe it's just the word they running from. The word pro black because it's connected. I think that's mainly what it is. I think it's more of a thing to where the word pro black is kind of connected to like the blackety black type. You know, like um the Sonettas. You know, the blackety black that speak on the history, this, that, and the third, all believe in polygamy, all this stuff. I think a lot of the amateur blacks, I call the blacks that aren't pro blacks amateur blacks. That's basically what that is. I, so basically, the amateur blacks are, they don't like the blackety black type. And I think they associate being pro black with the blackety black type. So I think it's more of the title pro black is that scares them. And that's weird because that's a positive term. You saying pro, which is a good that's pro is a good term. Pro black. I don't see how that's negative in any format. Like how could you not be down with that? Like if you black and then a lot of y'all are pro black but just don't want to accept the title. You just don't call yourself that. It's kind of like the people that's black that own a business but they not gonna call it black owned business, which is smarter than business. But it is a black owned business though. You see what I'm saying? Like just because you not calling yourself pro black don't mean you ain't pro black. Pro black just simply means you want to succeed and you want to see your people succeed and do better. You know, so if you're black and you're succeeding and doing better, you're pro black because you're pro yourself. You're black. You don't you could be pro black and just be pro yourself. You could be a selfish pro black. You ain't even got to be pro black. Like you pro black the whole like to the whole race type shit. You know, I get that. I'm not even like that. But not being pro yourself is crazy. So you're not even pro yourself. I can't I can't comprehend that. You're not pro yourself. That don't make any sense to me. So you black, that means you're amateur black. Y'all amateur blacks. If you're not a pro black, you're an amateur black. So it's kind of like that's kind of one of the rifts in the black community is the pro black. They really need to change that name because the pro blacks are not the pro blacks. The pro what that name is now is to talk about a specific group of people. It's not actually. I thought it was more of an adjective. You know, no, is that a who would that be a noun? A name of a group. Is that a noun? I think that is a noun. That's a thing. Person, place, a thing. A group is a thing. So yeah. name of a group, I thought that would have been a noun, not an adjective. It's an adjective. It's a descriptive. They use it as, it's really an adjective though. Pro-black. That's me describing the type of black. You see what I'm saying? It's descriptive. It's not a group. They done made it into a group though, to where, you know, 'cause when they talk about it, they say, you know, the pro-blacks is in the third. But there's really no group of pro-blacks. Pro-black is a mentality that you have. Or when they say, are you pro-black? They asking you, do you have the mentality that you want black people to succeed, grow, you know, financially, physically, mentally, all that? Do you have that mentality? That's what they say, are you pro-black? Not are you a part of some group or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't have to be a part. You could be white. You could be Asian and be pro-black. You could be an Asian and want black people to succeed. That means you're pro-black. You know what I'm saying? But I think they've changed it into where it's some type of group. It's a group think. So that's why when they refer to pro-blacks, they refer to them as a group. Oh, you know, the pro-blacks be saying this. But pro-black is definitely not a group of people. Pro-black is a adjective. Describing is a descriptive term describing a person and how they feel about black people. If you say if a white person is pro-black, that means that they want to see black people. It's a lot of white people that's pro-black. It's a lot of, hey, I'm pro-white. I want to see white people succeed. I don't have nothing against no people. I'm pro-Asian. I want to see Asian people succeed. I don't want to see them going through nothing hard. I want their life to be great. I'm pro everybody. So I think the amateur blacks kind of got it confused, and they kind of made it into like it's a group thing, but it's not a group. It's a bunch of different levels of pro-black, bunch of different people that have that mindset that don't think alike, that don't hustle alike, that aren't in the same class of life. You know what I'm saying? So that's pro-black is not a group. It's an adjective. You know what I'm saying? Amateur black is a group. Amateur black is a group. Amateur black, now it's an adjective too, though, I'm being funny. But amateur black is the people that's black. To me, this is what an amateur black is to me. An amateur black is someone that wants to see black people, wants to see themselves succeed, wants to see black people succeed, but they don't call themselves pro-black. They refute the pro-black term at all costs. That's an amateur black because they don't even know what pro-black means. They so amateur in the black talk, they don't even know what pro-black mean. You see what I'm saying? So they are actually a pro-black, but don't even know that they're pro-black. That's what makes them an amateur, because they don't even know that they're pro-black. And they're pro-black. If you out here, if you a black, let's say you a black dude, you say, I'm not a pro-black, but you got a black family. Your wife is black. You got black children. You started a business. Y'all business is growing. It's becoming successful. Your kids are growing up. They well taken care of. Well this. Got what they need in life. You are pro-black. That's a pro-black. You're pro building the black family, building the black unit, you're building yourself. That's building the black unit. You're black. You know, whether you claim it or not, you're black. So if you're building yourself and your family, you're pro-black. You're pro yourself. You're pro-black. You're a black. You're pro-black. See, it's simple. It's not too super complicated. So the amateur blacks are the ones who refute the term pro-black, because that's like some female shit. That's like some, you know how females just rebel on shit just because. that's that energy. Just rebelling against your people just because. I'm a rebel just because. I get rebelling against some stuff. Like, damn, excuse me. Some stuff I get rebelling against. It may make sense. But rebelling against people want your people to be successful and up and living great lives and being physically and mentally and financially stable, being against that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like the amateur blacks are they pro blacks. They really pro blacks. They just don't want to claim the name for some reason, whatever reason. It might be the same reason as like the whole business. I get the business aspect. I do that too. I don't list none of my businesses as black owned business. I think that's stupid. I think if you list your business as a black owned business, that's causing an issue. Cause why are you even saying that? Like, what's the point? No, there's not a sign hanging on Walmart say white owned business. You know what I'm saying? It's not. You gotta see when I do business. How I learn how to do business is I always watch the people that's doing it better than me, or doing it that's been doing it longer than me, or that's successful doing it. So I look. So if I'm let's say I'm starting a restaurant, I'm gonna look at McDonald's and see how they do things. You see what I'm saying? If I'm starting a restaurant with a drive-through and this type of little energy like that, I'm a watch McDonald's and see how they do it. Cause they the leaders of the game. I'm gonna pay attention to them and see how they doing it. McDonald's ain't got no sign on there say white owned business. Uh, if I want to open a hotel, I'm gonna watch the little Arabs and shit. They the one got all damn hotels seem like. I'm gonna go watch see what they doing. They don't have no sign on there say Indian owned business. You know what I'm saying? So why in the fuck I'm gonna put some on my shit say black owned business when all the successful business owners that's doing what I'm trying to do don't have that on their business? I'm gonna watch the successful people and see what they doing. Every business I ever ran, ever started, I always went and worked at a a company similar to it or whatever, or something, in that genre or that field, so I could learn the business and see how they doing this shit. How are they doing this? I want to know how the greats are doing it. I'll go work for the greats. Go work for the greats. See how they doing it. Put your own little twist, spin, maybe even fix some shit they doing wrong. Then you put it out. Boom. Now that's how you do shit. So ain't now business when I ride down the street or when I'm online looking at businesses or whatever. I never see a successful business that says Filipino owned business, uh, 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 Vietnamese owned business. I never see that. Half the time you'll just know because if it's black, it'll be a lot of black people working there. If it's Asian owned, it'll be a lot of Asian people working there. That's how you'll know most of the time. If it's Hispanic owned, it'll be a lot of Hispanics working there. That's usually how you know. If you just gotta know who, if that's just something you get a kick off of, knowing what race own the business. I don't know why that's such a big thing, but if that's your thing, you can kind of figure that out by just going into the business. You'll see who working that motherfucker. You can see the energy of it. The energy of an Asian store is different than the energy of a Indian store. That's just a fact. It's gonna smell different, look different. It's gonna be set up different, everything. So you can just go to the place if you want to know who owned it. You can kind of peep it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as putting that on your business, this is a black-owned business. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of. What about the people that don't fuck with black-owned businesses? Now you know, you can tell people like your circle. They gonna know that's your business because they know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a known thing that your business is black owned. People in the business world already know that because, especially if you get successful with it, they gonna already know it's a black owned business because they gonna know you black and they gonna know you own it. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to put that on your business. So I get that. That make perfect sense. Not claiming that title make perfect sense. But as far as not claiming the pro black title, to me that's like some girl shit. You know how the broad just rebel on whatever you talking about just because a dude said it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the amateur blacks. They just on they broad. That's they feminine in they feminine bag. When they don't want to claim the pro black title, they kind of in their feminine bag a little bit. Oh nah, I'm just gonna rebel just because. I'm rebelling just because, and I get it. I'm a rebel. I rebel just because too sometimes. But I gotta admit, that's still the feminine bag. Even if I did it. I know when to admit when I'm wrong. If I'm doing some old goofy shit, that's goofy. But nah, man, you can't not claim pro-black because you are pro-black. 98% of y'all that's saying you not a pro-black, you are pro-black. 100%. And it's not a pro-black because that's not a group. It's, are you pro-black? That's an adjective, a descriptive term. Do you want to see black people doing better? It can include yourself. You can just only mean you. Okay, well, I do want to see myself doing better. I'm black. I do want to see myself doing better. I do want my family to get better. I do want this. I do want that for myself and my family. That's pro-black, you fucking idiot. That means you're pro-black. Y'all just running from the term because y'all don't want to be. I know what y'all got going on. Y'all don't want to be associated with all these goofies, and I get that. With all the blackity black, there's a bunch of goofies in the blackity black world. It really is. It's goofies all around the board though, in all the little genres. The blackity black world, the black business world, the black gangster world. It's goofies in all genres. So you gotta just learn to deal with that. It's gonna always be goofies. But you can't not claim your shit because of some goofy. It's goofies in the army. I still claim the army. Me and the army was beefing, matter of fact. I still claim the army. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta claim, you gotta stake a claim on some shit. And being a pro-black, I keep saying a pro-black, my bad. Being pro-black is something that I would say about 80% of our people are. Being a gangster is not pro-black. If you're a black gangster, you are not pro-black. 100% you're not pro-black. Because you don't have black people's best interests in mind if you're a gangster. You probably extorting black people. You probably robbing black people. You probably killing all kind of unaliving black people. You probably doing all kind of shit to black people if you're a gangster. So you are not a pro-black. You can't be a gangster and be, well, I ain't gonna say that. Let me take that back. You can't be a gangster and be pro-black. But you can't be a gangster and being pro-black if you're doing all that shit to your people. Shit. You gotta go. If you want to be a gangster and still be pro-black, allegedly, you gotta go rob banks. Or you gotta go do some type of crime that involve the institution. You gotta take money from the institution, not the people. You taking money from the people, you ain't no pro-black. And I don't give a damn if it's white people. You shouldn't be taking nothing from no person. If you taking, it should be from institutions that got that shit federally insured to where they gonna get their money back from the government. So it's like you taking from the government owe you anyway. So I get it. So when I understand it when people rob the institutions, I get it. Because the institutions, for one, is fucking over us. Most of the people that's working at these jobs and all that getting fucked over. A lot of them get fucked over on their pension, on their 401ks, all that. Them jobs be fucking over them people. So the people getting fucked over their whole life, being these people slaves, getting fucked over. I think they deserve to get their ass hit every now and then. All these different institutions, banks, all of them. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna file that shit as a loss. The government gonna cover it. You see what I'm saying? The government owe us anyways. So there we go. Boom, everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? And no, it's really as long as don't nobody get killed in the process, it's a victimless crime. And the government owe anyway. The government should just pay up. The motherfucker wouldn't have to be scheming and plotting shit like that. If the government just paid up, and right that they wrong that they did with the slavery, and the government was in on that. Slavery wasn't just that was in the books. So goddamn me, the government need to right they goddamn me wrong, and then the black people wouldn't be thinking like I was just saying right now. We think like that because we were wronged. That's why we even think like that. We get this and do this and do this. We wouldn't be thinking like that if we had been done right. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all had paid what y'all owe, it's a lot of black. I get it why a lot of these people be getting robbed and all that, because a lot of these white folk they be talking crazy to these young black so-called YNs and all that. They be talking crazy to them. Them YNs don't be trying to get on them people's ass. Them people be acting racist. They be saying little funny shit, doing shit, and then that's what ignite the little YNs and all that. They don't just be dry doing shit. I'm not gonna let y'all put that on them. They don't just be dry doing shit. Y'all be starting shit, saying little shit, doing shit, accusing them of stealing, doing, just all kind of little shit. And they just ain't going. A lot of them ain't going. I'm not saying I approve all this YN shit that's going on now. I'm just saying a lot of that shit don't just be from they just crazy, they just wild little youngsters. Nah, a lot of that be racism. The white folks be being racist against them, all kind of little shit. And they just snap on the fool sometimes. I done had moments like that where I don't wanted to snap. Or somebody being racist or something like that. I ain't even did nothing to him. I don't even know him or nothing, just being racist against me for nothing. And I feel like snapping and shit, but I can think about it. I can stop and think like, nah, don't fuck this motherfucker over, because you're going to be in trouble. But a young nigga, he might not think like that. He might not have that little pause moment where he think. You know what I'm saying? He just strike out off top. You know what I'm saying? So that's pro-black. You know what I'm saying? I want my people better. I want my people better. Period. I don't give a fuck how we get there. We gotta crawl through the mud or we gotta fly through the sky. Whatever the fuck we gotta do, we gotta get there. We gotta get out the mud. We gotta stop unaliving each other. We gotta be pro-black. You gotta damn near claim the title as a message. You sending that's a strong message that you sending to the youngsters. When you say I'm pro, when you somebody, especially when you somebody to these youngsters, to me, everybody the same. I don't look at the whole famous thing like that. I don't look at it like that. To me, people are people. But I'm saying in this matrix, how the 85 look at everything and all that, they watching all that shit. That's powerful. So if you somebody, let's say Baby, Birdman, let's say, what if Baby got up there and say, y'all, I'm pro-black, y'all. What? Do you know the power? Do you know what that would do in the industry? If Baby just got up there one day on the mic and said, you know what? I'm pro-black. Ooh. What? That would be the most powerfulest thing that ever happened in hip-hop. All three of y'all, I'm pro-black. They'd be like, who? All three of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Birdman. But if Birdman got up there and said he was pro-black, that would change the whole scope. That would change the whole scope of the whole music. And you know how much these YNs, YBs, OGs, and all that respect Birdman? If he got up there and just said, think how powerful that would be. Him just claiming to be. He probably is pro-black. That's what make it so deep. Is he probably is pro-black. He probably done helped. You know how many motherfuckers Birdman probably done put on? With different this, different that. And I ain't even just talking about in the music game. I'm talking about just in life, period. You know how many motherfuckers he probably done blessed? So he probably is pro-black. He just ain't gonna say it. Because a lot of people don't want that title. The title's been scarred from the all the weirdos and all that. On the blackity black side. All the weirdos on the blackity black side then kind of scarred the pro-black name, the title. That's why it ain't no group no more, really. That's why we don't even look at it as a group. It need to be looked at as a mindset, not a group. Whatever group you in, you could be pro-black still, because you still want to see your people up, no matter what group, class, or whatever. Hi. Yuck. What's up, Laura? What's happening? Uh, Robloxian meds. I can't even see your shit. How can I make these goddamn words bigger on this bitch? How do I do that? I can't barely see this shit. God bless you. God don't bless me because I don't believe there is a God. Shit. I don't think God blesses you either, or nobody, because I don't believe that's a such thing. But I didn't really want to make this podcast about that. But just to be honest, I'm gonna always be honest with folks though. And just to be honest, God don't bless me. There's no such thing as a God blessing me. You know what I'm saying? That didn't make any sense. Anything I had to do this morning, I had to get up and do it. I had to do it myself. I had to, any money that I make today, I'm gonna have to go and make it myself. I can't just say, God, give me $500, and then $500 will be made for the day. No, I had to go out and grind and put gas in the car and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Ain't no God making none of that happen. I can't believe y'all even bought into that. That whole God concept is amateur black. You know what I'm saying? Because that's 85% talk. God talk is 85% talk. That means if you start talking God, that means you don't know what the fuck going on in the world. You ain't even figured out that the God shit is fake already. You gotta catch up. If you still talking about God and all that, you gotta catch up because you behind. You supposed to have already figured out that was some bullshit. Y'all ain't figured out that was some bullshit already? Y'all behind on the scale. It's time to get your game up. Y'all ain't researching enough or something. What's the chances? That's not the point. God is not the thing to ask. God is there to guide. Ah, man. God, if you exist, write in the chat right now. Write in the God, if you exist, write in the chat. Kanye for president. Write in the chat, Kanye for president. If you exist, God. I'm waiting. God, God, I need you right now. Write in the chat, Kanye for president. If you exist. Do, 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 do. Ding! Time's up. I don't see God didn't write it. So God can create a son, but he can't write in my chat, Kanye for president. I don't believe it. I can't believe that this thing exists if you can't even just do the simple stuff like that. You can't write in my chat, Kanye for president. You should be able to have a name on there that says God. Your name should come up as God in capital letters. And it should have said Kanye for president. If somebody would even just bootleg the account right fast, just made it happen just bootleg some shit. Y'all could have fuck around, made me believe in God right fast. If y'all would have just bootlegged an account, started a Gmail and named it God right fast, and came, y'all ain't even think of doing that. That's what I'm saying. Come on now, how y'all gonna create a son? Y'all couldn't even think of how to just bootleg me right fast on the God text. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? But we know how to create planets and shit. Suns and planets and shit. We know how the shit began. What the fuck? How a human, y'all got me agged now. How a human know how the fuck the world began? That don't make any sense. Y'all y'all the type of people that a motherfucker tell you anything. Motherfucker can't tell me anything. You can't just tell me any goddamn thing. You can't tell me any goddamn thing, I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna run it through my computer, my inner computer, and if it's some bullshit, my computer gonna read it some bullshit. The whole God concept is some bullshit. Well, depending on you how you look at it, really. Depending on how you look at God, though. Because if you look at God as being you, like you're the God, you're the creator of you're the one that manifests your journey. If you look at it like that and you're the God, you're the one manifesting your life, so be it. That make more sense. But if you talking about there's some dude in sandals and all that, and he floating in the sky, and he got little soldiers with wings and all this type of shit, man, y'all been watching too many goddamn Marvel movies. And I grew up collecting Marvel comics. I'm really into the Marvel stuff for real, for real. I know they got all that stuff from the Egyptian stories in the Bible and all them Marvel characters and all that. All those Marvel characters come from the Egyptian tales and all that. That's where all the characters in Marvel come from. Phoenix, all of those. That's where y'all getting this bullshit from. The God stuff and all that. Hey, but on some real shit though, did y'all see that the pyramids got those structures up under it going like like way down underground? Y'all see that? I was like, whoa, that opens a whole new can of worms. That opened up a whole new can of worms. Because now, to me, that lends an ear to the whole alien thing. We ain't built nothing down in the ground. We can't even build that shit. We ain't built no shit like that. How come we ain't got nothing like that? Humans, we ain't built where on earth have humans built some shit where it's got these fucking structures that we don't even know what they do. They might collect power. They ain't no telling what these structures do, but they do something. They wasn't engineered like that and put in the ground like that for nothing. That wasn't on accident. That was purposely put there for a reason. It generates power. It does something. We don't know. We fucking idiots. But that lends an ear, that pyramid stuff lends a major ear to the alien theory. I really believe that. I always thought that we came from aliens because why don't we mix with all the other animals? All the other animals on the earth, they mix. They blend in an ecosystem to where they work with each other. Even though they killing each other, but that's to eat. They don't just randomly kill each other for nothing. They all work with each other to live. They don't tear up they don't destroy the trees and destroy everything and all that. We are like a virus on this goddamn planet. We destroy everything. We build all these concrete structures and tear down all the trees and lock the animals and put them in zoos and shit. We fucking a plague on this motherfucker. So that's what makes me think maybe I don't even think we from here. I think maybe the aliens did bring us here. I think maybe the Anunnakis or whatever, or maybe that wasn't their name, whatever their name was, or whatever they was called, or whatever the energy was called. And I think maybe that's what y'all calling God, is these aliens. So it might have been some weird shit happening back then that they seen. They might have seen some weird shit, but it probably wasn't no God or nothing. It probably was some aliens doing some alien shit. That's what I think. I think that make way more sense than some spiritual nonsense. All that foolishness about the spiritual realm and all that goofy shit. Nah. And if it might be a mental, it's science behind it. We might be connected from some type of energy force or something that connects us, and we calling it a spirit, but it's really not. It's really some scientific explanation behind the shit. And the aliens probably know exactly what that explanation is. The other humans that's on the other part, because they were trying to say too that Earth or this solar system came from another planet, like another planet broke off or something, and what created the Earth. Somebody was saying some shit like that, some new discovery or something. And so I don't know. I think maybe it could be some more humans somewhere on another planet somewhere, but they just more evolved. You know what I'm saying? They aliens to us, but I'm saying They probably look like us. Probably look like us. If they do look any different, it's probably not much different. They just evolved a little bit. I don't know. I just think that make more sense. I think the alien thing make more sense than the God thing. And I think anything that we don't understand, we automatically call it God. If we don't get it, we're going to call it God. Oh, it's God did it. It's called God of the gaps. That's what we do. Anything that we don't understand, we'll say God did it. Because it's out of our realm of perception. We can't even perceive that. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like, think of it like this. Can an ant understand how to build a car? Can an ant ever understand how to build a car? Ever? An ant will never understand how to build a car, ever. As many generations go with ants, they can evolve, whatever. They'll never understand how to build a car. That's out of their realm of understanding. It's the same way with us. As this universe expands, there are things that are bigger than us. We're like the ant in their universe, in their world. We're the ant. We can't understand what they got going on. We can't perceive that level of understanding. We're probably like a cell in their body or something, for all we know. The earth might be a cell in the body of a bigger vessel. You see what I'm saying? And we can't perceive none of that. Half of the stuff that we found out about the earth ain't even true. Stuff that we think we know about the earth ain't even true. We've never been to the bottom of the ocean. We've only explored like I think 5% of the ocean or some shit like that. Not even that, I think. So it's like it could be a whole nother world. For all we know, there's a whole nother civilization at the bottom of the ocean. We don't know what's down there because we never been. We can't go there. We'll get crushed. So we don't know a lot of stuff. We just pretend to know. We pretend to know what happened 1 billion years ago and all this type of stuff. Like when they talk about the Big Bang. That's just some bullshit too. You don't nobody know what happened 1 billion years ago and all this type of shit. That doesn't even make any sense. If a human is coming to you telling you they know what happened 1 billion years ago, you shouldn't really listen to nothing else they talking about from that point on because you know they're a liar. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows how the universe was created, how it started, if it started, when it started, who started it, if it even started, if it just been for infinite. Nobody knows. It's all lies. It's all theory. It's all somebody just taking an educated guess. Okay, I'm going to just say this. I think it was this. You see what I'm saying? The Bible is the same thing. It's a bunch of people saying, okay, I think it was this. Okay, I'm John. I think it was this. This what I think. Okay, Those people are just people too. The people that wrote the Bible, they just people. They were just telling I don't hold nothing against them. I don't hold nothing against the people that wrote the Bible. I think they wrote an awesome story. I think you can learn a lot from the Bible. I just don't think it's true. I don't think it's like a history book or nothing like that. I think it's a book of fables to teach you lessons on different shit in life. And I think people took it as to be like an actual thing, a history thing and all that. But none of that makes sense. It doesn't make sense for no man to be floating in space and he build a world, he build everything. That don't make no sense. You gotta think. How does that even make sense? It just don't make no sense. And it'll never make sense because that's out of our realm of understanding. We'll never understand that. We'll never understand how or when or why the universe was created, or if it was even created. We don't even know that it was created. We just say that it was created because that's all we know. We know that we start and then we end. We know that about us as humans. So we think everything is like that. That's our perception of the world, of life. We know it starts and it ends. So we think everything does that. That might not even be true. It might be some things that are infinite, that just never started or began. It's just always been a thing. You see what I'm saying? We can't perceive none of that. We'll never know. There'll never be a human that'll go past the moon or go to Mars. That Mars shit is crazy. And if you go to Mars, you a nutcase. Ain't nowhere in hell I would get on no spacecraft made by no human and go to Mars. You done lost your goddamn mind. That's worse. That's worse than the one dude that took his son on that goddamn submarine and got smashed on the submarine and shit. I'm not going on that. The hell? Ain't nowhere in hell I would have got on that damn submarine. He took his boy on there and everything. That shit kind of pissed me off. You took your son on there and everything, you dummy. Or you take your son on there. And his son was telling him he didn't even want to go. He was like, nah, Dad, I don't want to do this. He talked him into it and shit. Nah, son, we doing it. And he go do it with his dad and die and shit. Bitch ass nigga. That shit had me mad. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad at the motherfucker that day. Because them scientists kept telling dude that sub was faulty. They just kept on telling them and shit. The sub is faulty. The sub is faulty. It's not built with the right this. It's not built with the right that. And you gonna take your son on there? You should have went on there by your goddamn self. If you want to be all adventurous and all that, take your motherfucking self. But anyway, that's a whole rant. But nah, man, I don't buy that God shit. Insane. I'm insane. Sometimes it could. You know what? Here lately, I've been thinking I might be autistic. On the cool, like for real, I'm not even being funny or nothing. Because I have children that are autistic. And I think maybe they got it from me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I'm starting to think that. Because I don't understand none of this shit. It's like I don't get it. I don't be like, what? Like people do shit. And I just like, why did they? And I would never in a million, like I'd be like, why did they do that? It's like I don't get this matrix, this world and all. I understand I'm smart. That's why I think I might be autistic. Because I'm smart like on the intellect level. But my understanding is kind of fucked up. I don't get none of this shit. I don't get none of these niggas that be claiming they gangsters and all that. I don't get none of that. I don't understand why that's held at such a high regard. And I can't grasp that concept. Even when I was doing it, I didn't hold it at a high regard. Like I still thought I was doing it, but I knew it was stupid. I knew I was doing dumb shit. These niggas seem like they celebrate the shit. I don't understand that thought process, like at all. But it's weird because it's celebrated to the level. It's celebrated to the level that it makes millions of dollars. It's celebrated to the level that it makes millions of dollars, man. They make millions of dollars off of talking about our destruction and all that. The money is moving in that little genre. Talking about our destruction. That's all you gotta do. Get on the mic, talk about how you slid this, slid that. And it's not just that. It's a lot of stuff that my people do that I just don't understand. And it seems like and the reason why I say I might be autistic because it seems like they all understand it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Because they all be like, yeah, they all talk about it like it's cool and all that. So to me, it's like everybody else get it. So I was like, why I don't get it? I should get it too. Well, I should be like, yeah, this is cool. But I don't feel, how come I don't feel that way? I don't get it. Why I don't line up? Why don't my views and how I look at the world line up with everybody else? Why am I such a outlier on everything? That's why I feel like maybe I'm autistic. And I never even thought about that as being an option. But I got babies that are like that. Got autistic. Shout out to my baby. Shout out to twins. But I'm thinking maybe that's where they got it from. Like, I'm being real, too. This is me being honest. Like, I really been thinking about that lately. And I be snapping and shit for nothing. I be getting mad and shit for nothing. She be mad. She be ready. I'm talking about ready to throw it, like, really crash out. She be mad. really crash out and shit type mad. I'll be having to calm down all the time. I done had to come up with new ways and shit to calm myself down. I gotta pull over and shit sometimes. I be tripping. I be tripping like a hoe. I be like, damn, why am I tripping like that? Like, what the fuck? And now I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I got maybe it's just a mental issue or something. Maybe I'm autistic. Cause my baby be doing that. My baby, she get mad for nothing. She just get mad for nothing all of a sudden. And little shit. Just little anything just piss her off to the 90th degree. I be doing that shit too. So I be like, damn, she probably got that from me. I don't even know if we want to call it autistic. We want to just call it fucking angry as fuck. But goddamn me, it be for nothing, for stupid shit. I be like, that ain't even no reason in my mind. And it's like I got split personalities or something. Cause one of my personalities be like, man, that's stupid. You get mad over there, you dumb as hell, silly ass nigga. That's what one of my personalities be saying. I don't be saying, man, fuck these niggas. I'm saying, for the earn this whole out. Bitch ass nigga even look at me crazy. The other side be on that. And then the other side be like, nah, man, you's a goofy. Talking about riding all that dumb ass shit. Nigga, you got kids, you got all this shit going on. You trying to do this, trying to do that. You sound like a fucking idiot. But I'm thinking, no, maybe, and I don't even be mad at the person probably ain't even really did nothing. Half time they ain't even really did nothing. Cause after I think about the shit, and I think I have to put myself in their shoes. And I be like, okay, damn, I probably would have said that or did that too if I was them. When I think about it, so when I do that, that's how I calm myself down. That's how I always calm myself down on everything. Is I think about the other person, and I think about if I was them and they were me, and I was saying whatever I'm saying to them, and I try to flip it, and I be like, okay, well, if that was me, I probably would have had a little shitty attitude too, cause how I said whatever I said, or I probably would have or I probably would have cut them off too, like when I'm doing road rage and shit. I think about, okay, well, if they had jumped in front of me and stopped, I probably been mad, did some more swerving ass shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't fault them. That's how I be calming myself down. I said I can't really fault them for being on the same shit I would have been on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just doing what the fuck they a person. They doing what the fuck a person gonna do in that moment. So since I'm older and wiser, I gotta be the one to just not react. You know what I'm saying? But now I be thinking I'm fucking crazy in the head sometimes. And I went to the military, but I didn't go to war. Well, technically I did go to war, but I didn't go to battle. I'll say that. Because when I was in Korea, they were at war, but they were having a ceasefire. You see what I'm saying? So when I was there, they wasn't battling. They wasn't battling. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not crazy behind no type of military battle or nothing that I went through or seen nobody or nothing like that. And when I was in the Army, I was basically for the most part I was a driver. I was basically a driver, basically driving the Humvees, driving the LT around. We taking the different encryption keys from this place to this place. When I was in Korea, I was a lifeguard too. I was a lifeguard at the pool. There was a pool on our base. I was at Camp Red Cloud. There was a pool, and the pool, all the officers and shit, when they had meetings, they'll just drop all their kids off at the pool and shit. So I was basically like a glorified ass babysitter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I learned a bunch of Korean, because the kids used to teach me Korean. So all the South Korean that I know it because those kids taught me. Either those kids taught me or my homeboy U. I had a homeboy, he was a rock soldier, his name was U. Private U. Private U taught me a bunch of shit too. Damn, I forgot what the original topic was even, what I was even talking about and shit. I was talking about I'm gonna make another video too about I want to touch back on the Diddy situation too, because it seemed like every time I turned around, they done hit Diddy with some new charges and shit. He got some new shit. Every time I pull up the news thing, they talking about Diddy got some new shit. Diddy got this, Diddy got that. To me, I think that lends an ear more to it being some bullshit. A lot of people be thinking that when it's a whole bunch of people, that lends the ear to it being real. But I think when it's a whole bunch of people, that lends more of an ear to it being bullshit to me. Because if it was so many people getting done like that all this time and all like that, you mean, did nobody come say nothing until now? So all these people, so you got 100, 200 people, however many people saying that he did this, did that. So he done did, that mean he like so if he, that would mean he like some type of mass rapist. Like he a mass rapist, you know what I'm saying? Like he do that shit on a mass level if he doing what y'all talking about. So if he doing it on a mass level like that, he's some mass rapist and all that like that. He would fucking been, somebody would have been fucking said something or knocked his head off or something. Nah, you don't get, you don't get away with raping 200 people, you know what I'm saying, over a 20-year time span. All that. Nobody knocked you. No, ain't nobody caught you slipping on the back way. Ain't nobody sued you. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nothing. Nah, man, I ain't buying this shit. That's why, to me, when it be more people, that's when it sound like it sound like they all just got together and came up with some shit. Got together with the lawyer and shit. All right, bet, this is what we gonna say, y'all. We're gonna say woo-doo-doo-doo, woo-doo-doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? All right, bet. It's like they got in the huddle and shit with the lawyer. The lawyer was the quarterback. They got in the huddle and goddamn, he came up with the game plan. That's what I be thinking when it be a whole bunch of people. If it just be like one or two, then it, to me, it's more believable then. To me, the more people come out with the shit, to me, they get less believable. The more people come out with it. I don't know how, that's another thing I can't relate to. I don't know how people look at it like the more people saying it, that make it more believable. I never understood how that even makes sense. To me, the more people saying it, that make it more unbelievable. I never understood how that make it more believable if more people saying it. That mean it's more rumorish. It's more of a lie. It's just getting passed around and shit. That's why so many people fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, because if it was real, it'd only be, if you really, if let's say Sean Puffy Combs was really a rapist. Let's say he was really on this fuck shit. He was doing all this fuck shit. He was really doing that. Don't you think somebody would have knocked it? Sean, dude be around gangsters and all that. Somebody would have peeled his motherfucking cap back already. Come on now. That shit would have been addressed if he was doing all this wild shit, doing all this stuff, people and all that. Man, that would have been addressed. He wouldn't have been able to get away with that for no 20 years and all that, and doing all he doing and getting the love that he get. Everybody loved P. Diddy. Up until all this foolishness, everybody loved P. Diddy. P. Diddy had got the key to the city and all kind of shit. Up until all these rumors and allegations and all this bullshit, everybody was in love with P. Diddy. Same thing with R. Kelly. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I done strayed off the original topic. And I hate I can't see my... Why they don't let you see your topic? I'm trying to remember what I did. I gotta look at one of my thumbnails right there. Remember? Talking about pro black versus amateur black. That was the title. And my whole point I was making with that is how in the hell could you possibly be pro black but you not pro black? That's another thing I don't understand. I've never understood that. It never made sense to me of how you a black person but you not pro black. I don't get that. So you a black person and you don't want to see yourself succeed at least? Bare minimum, you want to see yourself succeed. It's a real small barrier of entry. All you gotta do is just want to see yourself succeed. If you black, that's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta want to see nothing outside of yourself succeed. You still pro-black because you're black. You see what I'm saying? So the barrier of entry is real low. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm being funny and shit. Cause like I said, it's not a group. It's really just a mindset. When I'm saying I'm pro-black, I'm just saying that I fuck with black people. I want black people to get whatever we deserve in life. I want black people to succeed. I want black people to start businesses, get land, learn stocks, get generational wealth, stay with your baby mamas, all of that. That's what I mean when I say black power. I don't know what you niggas mean. Y'all act like y'all don't even want to claim being black. It's like really y'all kind of scared. I think a lot of y'all scared. Really, it's kind of cowardice a little bit because you don't want to claim being black. It's like I hate that. That's like the nigga that don't. That's like a gangbanger. To me, that's like a gangbanger go to jail and get around the other set, and they say, "What set you claim?" And he don't want to claim his set. Nigga, I'm neutral. I don't fuck with the gang shit. I don't fuck. But he outside the jail though, he super banging. You know what I'm saying? He hit niggas up everywhere he go. He super bang, got the pistol on him. He ready to bang out. But then he go to jail and shit, and all of a sudden he neutral now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's y'all niggas though. That's y'all. Y'all wanna be black when you need it. You know, when you holding on to the black shit and it's doing for you, your hustle, your resilience. When you're using the black shit, it's good. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's time to stand on the black shit, I ain't pro black, I ain't none of that. Nah. But you gonna use the resilience and the stamina that we got, and the mindset, the artistic value, the artistic nature that we got. You gonna use all that blackness to get success. But then when it's time to stand up for the blackness, man, I ain't black, man. Nah, man, I'm not pro black. I'm not none of the blackity black. Nah, pro black, nah, man. Nah, I'm not pro black or blackity black, man. Nah, man, I'm blackity white, man. I'm blackity white. Y'all blackity white. You know ass niggas is blackity white, man. Blackity white ass niggas. And what make it so bad is I'm the one that was raised around. Why am I so goddamn me blackity black? But I'm the one that was raised around the white people. That's what make it so bad. Y'all hood, y'all raised around niggas and all that. Y'all supposed to be super blackity black. Y'all the ones that's the coons and all that. I was raised around a bunch of white people, y'all. Every school I went to was white, except for when I moved to Houston. When I moved to Houston, I went to a Mexican school. Yeah, I went to a Mexican school. I went to Reagan, John H. Reagan. It was a Mexican school when I went to it. I don't know if it's still a Mexican school or not. But that's the only. I went to Duncanville too. That was a black school. I went to Duncanville my senior year of high school. I went to Reagan in my first year of high school, like ninth grade. I think they had ninth grade in high school. You know what I'm saying? Them the only two schools that I ever been. I only went to those schools. I went to Reagan for like half a semester, and I went to that was the other one I was just talking about. Reagan. What was the other school? Reagan and Duncanville. I went to Duncanville like half a semester. No, wait. I went to Duncanville like the whole year, I think. Was it my whole year, my senior year? Did I start the senior year at Duncanville? I think I did. Or most of it. I think I did like a few months at Arlington. I think I was at Arlington High School for a few months of my senior year. And then I went to Duncanville. Because I moved with my dad. My dad stayed in Oak Cliff. So I went to Duncanville. You know, he didn't want me to go to I wasn't even in Duncanville district. I was in Kimball. I was in Kimball district. But my dad didn't want me to go to Kimball. He wanted me to go to Duncanville. So he used my uncle address. Rest in peace to my uncle. My uncle died not too long ago. He used my uncle address so I can go to Duncanville. You know what I'm saying? That was smart. My dad was smart. You know what I'm saying? But what was I even talking about the high school shit for? Because I was just pointing out the fact that I went to all white schools. I went to Arlington High School. That was white. Bailey, white. Short Elementary, white. So I should be, according to y'all, I should be a fucking coon. I should be a fucking coon / sellout / Oreo / I should be all the things and then some more. But for some reason, I'm way more black nationalist than all you goofies. I don't know how that turned out like that. No, I do know how it turned out like that. I know how it turned out like that. Y'all don't know how it turned out like that. In my city, when I was coming up, it was so few blacks, we all had to stick together. It was on some stick together shit. Because it was just so few in the city. So we really stuck together. That's really what it is. So that's why it didn't create a bunch of coons. It created a bunch of black power people. Because the blacks were sticking together from way back when. Now, not so much. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, not so much, man. Damn. I hate that too. But no, I'm just pointing out the difference between man, y'all write these long ass. I was gonna read your shit. I know you wrote a whole bunch of long ass. It's hard for me to read the long ass shit, man. Even like with my girls, you know, when I have a girlfriend or a wife, whatever, when they send me long ass texts, I don't even read that shit. They be mad and shit. You didn't know what I said earlier? I know. And they said, well, I text you, woo. And I go back and look at that text, it'd be like a whole paragraph and shit. I'm not finna read that shit. Especially if I read the third line and it's the third line, you done jumped off on some crazy shit. If I do that right off top, you do that right off top, hell no. I'm not reading that shit. But I'm finna read your long ass text simply because you took your time to post it in the chat. Understandable. But remember that God's ways are often... he talking about God. Oh, damn. That's what you was talking about in the long text? Oh, damn. Nah, I can't read that. Sorry, sir. I can't read that one. It's because it's just gonna be some nonsense. I already know. I read the first line. You was already talking about some nonsense. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got cut off quick. If you text me, this how you get a text through with me. Be talking about money, or be talking about money. You know what I'm saying? That's how I read your text at this point in life. At this point in my life, that's the only way I'm gonna read your text, is if you're talking about money. On my chat, you gotta be talking about the topic, whatever I'm talking about. As far as the God topic, I'm not gonna really listen to too much on that, especially if you still believe in God. I feel like you behind on that. You can't really talk to me on that because you still need to take a few years or whatever to figure it out, and then catch up and figure out that all that's not for real. Then come back and talk to me. I feel like if you still believe in that, you still need some education. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not a real thing. It's not. It's just not a real thing. That's some arrogant human shit. Humans, we're arrogant. We think look how we treat the animals. Look how we treat the animals. We arrogant. We think the human is like the greatest thing ever and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how we think. It's not. The human is just another animal, maybe an alien. We're not better than any other living thing, but look how we treat the living things. Are you pro-black or amateur black? It's Somebody Media. I'm out.